Hello everyone, we family students of RBVRR Women's College of Pharmacy are here presenting an awareness video on diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus, also referred to as high blood sugar or hyperglycemia, is a disease of pancreas. It is defined as a chronic heterogeneous metabolic disorder characterized by hyperglycemia with a disturbance of protein, fat and carbohydrate metabolism. It occurs due to insufficient insulin production in the body or inability of the body cells to utilize the produced insulin or increased synthesis of glucose in the body. Pancreas is responsible for producing the hormone insulin. Insulin works to deliver glucose into the cells to burn as energy. In diabetes mellitus, there is failing of the insulin hormone production or utilization. When there is insufficient levels of insulin, glucose level in the body increases and it leads to hyperglycemia.
Symptoms of diabetes mellitus: frequent urination, that is polyuria, fatigue, decreased appetite, unexplained weight loss, excessive hunger, extremely dry skin or sores, tingling or numbness in hand and feet, high number of infection, blurred vision, breath, smell of acetone, hyperventilation.
Type 1 diabetes mellitus, once known as juvenile diabetes or insulin-dependent diabetes. It is a chronic condition in which pancreas produces little insulin or no insulin. Insulin is a hormone needed to allow sugar or glucose to enter the cells to produce energy. Causes: the exact cause of type 1 diabetes mellitus is unknown. The body's own immunity system, which normally fight against harmful bacteria and viruses, mistakenly destroys the insulin producing cells or islets of Langerhans present in the pancreas. Other possible causes include genetics, exposure to environmental factors, and viruses.
Type 2 diabetes mellitus, it is a chronic condition in which it affects the metabolism of the glucose, the important source of fuel for the body. It is associated with lifestyle changes and it is the most common form of diabetes mellitus. Obesity, lack of exercise, poor diet, environmental conditions, genetics, stress and stress hormones, and consumption of food and drinks with simple carbohydrates are some of the causes for type 2 diabetes mellitus. In type 2 diabetes mellitus, the patients do produce the insulin, but this produced insulin is not enough to meet the required demand, or the body becomes resistant to insulin produced.
Gestational diabetes is majorly caused during pregnancy due to metabolic changes. It is also caused when increased hormone for the fetus leads to excess sugar in the blood. The causes for the gestational diabetes include lack of physical activity, obesity, and pre-gestational diabetes. If mother's pancreas is unable to produce more insulin, then also it leads to gestational diabetes mellitus. Gestational diabetes is a temporary condition and it will be normal soon after the delivery of the baby.
Diagnostic test. Glycated hemoglobin test is also known as HbA1c test. This test does not require fasting. It is used to measure the percentage of blood sugar attached to hemoglobin. If it is ranges higher than 6.5%, then the sample indicates diabetic. If it is ranges between 5.7 to 6.4%, then the sample indicates pre-diabetic. Random blood glucose test. The sample was collected at random time. If it is ranges higher than 200 mg per dl, then the sample indicates diabetic. Fasting blood glucose test. In this test, the sample was collected after an overnight fast. If it is ranges between 100 to 125 mg per dl, indicates pre-diabetic. If it is ranges more than 126 mg per dl, it indicates diabetic. Oral glucose tolerance test. In this test, fasting blood glucose levels were measured, then drink a sugary liquid. Then the sample was collected and detected for next 2 hours. If it is ranges between 144 to 190 mg per dl, patient is pre-diabetic. If it is more than 200 mg per dl, hence the patient is diabetic. If diabetes is suspected, urine samples were tested. Tests for gestational diabetes. Initial glucose challenge test. This test will be begins by drinking glucose syrup. After 1 hour, samples were collected and tested. If it is ranges 140 mg per dl, hence the patient is normal. If it is more than 140 mg per dl, hence the patient is diabetic.
How to treat diabetes? Diabetes can be treated in a simple way by maintaining normal glucose levels. It can be controlled by controlling cholesterol levels, increase physical activity, manage weight and stress, self-administering of insulin via pump or injection if required. Type 1 diabetes always requires insulin injection, whereas type 2 diabetes can be controlled through diet and exercise. Severe forms of type 2 diabetes requires insulin injection. All forms of type 1 diabetes are hereditary and cannot be prevented, whereas type 2 diabetes is a preventable disease. Complications of diabetes are diabetic retinopathy, peripheral neuropathy, nephrotic syndrome, atherosclerosis or arteriosclerosis.
Taking proper diet not only helps in reduction of weight but also helps in controlling sugar levels in blood. Diabetic patients should follow healthy and strict balanced diet. Firstly, they should avoid sugar to the maximum extent. For example, fruits like mango, apple, banana, grapes should be avoided, and carbonated drinks like Pepsi, soda should be avoided. Carbohydrates have a very big impact on blood sugar levels, so the foods which are rich in carbohydrates should be avoided. During digestion, sugar, that is simple carbohydrates, and starch, that is complex carbohydrates, break down into blood glucose. So mainly focus on low carbohydrate diet such as brown rice, legume seeds like beans, peas, low fat dairy products like milk, cheese, and fresh green leafy vegetables. Some fats can be damaging, so selection of fats is very important. Natural fats are good for diabetic patients, whereas artificial fats can have an effect on them. So natural fats like fish, avocado, olive oil, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, etc. should be taken. And trans fats like fried foods, baked foods, packed snack foods should be avoided. Be proud of how hard you are trying. Stay strong and stay healthy. Thank you.
Hello everyone, we are PharmD second year students of RBVRR Women's College of Pharmacy. Here we would like to share few viewpoints on the prevention of diabetes mellitus. Please do watch the video. You can help reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes by undertaking your risk and make changes to your lifestyle. Common risk factors include increased weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, and triglyceride levels. Making changes to your lifetime habits isn't easy, but it worths the effort. Here are few points and preventions to help you reduce your diabetes mellitus.
Check your risk of diabetes. Take life risk assessment test and learn more about your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. A score of 12 plus indicates that you are at high risk of developing type 2 diabetes and may be eligible for LIFE program, a free Victorian lifestyle modification program that reduces risk of developing type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular diseases, or call 13 risk.
Manage your weight. Excess body fat, particularly if present around the abdomen, can increase the body's resistance to hormone insulin. These can lead to type 2 diabetes. Exercise regularly. Moderate physical activity on most days of the week help manage weight, reduce blood glucose levels, and may also improve blood pressure and cholesterol.
Eat a balanced, healthy diet. Reduce the amount of fat in your diet, especially saturated and trans fat. Eat more fruits, vegetables, and high fiber foods. Cut back on salt. Limit takeaway and processed foods. Convenience meals are usually high in salt, fat, and kilojoules. It's best to cook for yourself using fresh ingredients whenever possible.
Limit your alcohol intake. Too much alcohol can lead to weight gain and may increase your blood pressure and triglyceride levels. Men should have no more than 2 standard drinks a day and women should have no more than 1. Quit smoking. Smokers are twice as likely to develop diabetes than non-smokers. Thank you.
control your blood pressure. Most people do it by regularly exercising and maintaining a balanced diet and weight. Sometimes you might need a medication prescribed by a doctor. Reduce your risk for cardiovascular diseases. Diabetes mellitus and cardiovascular diseases have some common risk factors, which include physical inactivity and obesity. See your doctor for regular checkups. It is advisable as you get older to get your blood sugar, blood pressure, and blood cholesterol measured regularly.